My biggest issue with nutrition is meal prep and portion size.
My biggest issue is under eating all the time.
Well, my biggest issue is really not knowing what to eat, so I tend to make a lot of bad decisions on what I eat.
My biggest issue with nutrition is knowing the amounts and how much I eat in a day.
My biggest issue with nutrition is that I don't understand the food weight and grams.
I've tried paleo, low carb, I've done something called the Beyonce diet.
Everybody is going to have a different intake level and fuel differently, and what matters for you and what you want may not matter for somebody else and their goals.
So those of us that like to drink alcohol, those of us that like to eat fried food, those things are technically like toxic substances to your body. So macronutrients. Macronutrients are the balance of calories, okay? So these include proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Limit fiber and fats. So you don't want to be eating like a ton of vegetables. You don't want to be eating like a bunch of whole grains because fiber actually slows down absorption and it slows down blood sugar spiking, which you want for exercise. MyFitnessPal has little green check marks when you search foods next to verified foods. So those are foods that the information is right. The meal plan is going to look like this. It is going to have a rest day. It's going to have if you work out in the morning, it's going to have if you work out in the midday, or it's going to have if you work out in the afternoon. You pick whichever one fits your schedule. It might change, but that's why they're all there. When you sleep less, your body essentially changes how it digests and absorbs sugar. So the easiest way to explain this is like you temporarily become diabetic. If you get less than 6 hours of sleep, your body does not produce insulin the same way. You essentially become insulin resistant temporarily. Just like your circadian rhythm, you're supposed to be asleep when it's dark, you're supposed to be awake when it's light. Unfortunately, research has shown like people that work overnight just don't have as high levels of health. You can still do the best you can. Like for me, mindset with my clients is more important to sustainability than nutrition is. Nutrition can be black and white. Your mindset has to be there. Or I'm gonna eat well until I get to this weight and then I'll be fine and I can eat whatever I want. That's not how it works. That's why we gain all the weight back. I have the mindset that like, this is my life. I eat how I eat because this is my life. Because I enjoy feeling the way that I feel. I've felt the other way. I've felt crappy. I've felt bloated. I've felt fat. I enjoy how I feel now, and that is why I eat how I eat, and that is why I focus on my sleep and my stress, because that is what I know got me. Understand this is why we need to weigh and measure out food, because like the serving size is tiny. Cashews are a dense nut. Different nuts have different fat contents, but like these are the things that we want you guys to learn throughout this process. Is understanding that like portion control and understanding what's in foods can empower you. Like it can give you the education you need to be able to do this for the rest of your life without tracking and weighing and measuring everything. This is not going to be easy. Like, I'm gonna say that right now. This is it's very basic, it's very simple. You have to follow it, white and black. Like, there's no blurred lines here, okay? Challenging, because I want this to also be a mindset challenge. Like, look at food as a fuel source for yourself, try to remove the emotion from it. This is very, we're working on giving your body enough food to lose weight, burn body fat, but not to burn a ton of muscle mass. Okay, that's kind of the goal of this challenge. We very easily as humans make these reasons for why we can't succeed. We can succeed. I know people, we all know people that have the craziest lifestyles, but make it work because it's important to them. And so I think finding your best case scenario and your best situation, it might not be perfect. It might not be what you want it to be, but that doesn't mean that you can't make it better. And so I think trying to figure out you know, what reasons you're telling yourself that it can't work, and try and find reasons for why it can't.